Continuing on with slope, I am going to go ahead and highlight again the different parts. So I'm going to write down my formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This will be my x1 value, my y1 value, x2 value, y2 value. It's always x comma y, x comma y. Every ordered pair is x comma y. So my x1, I'll label that as yellow. My y1, I'll label that as blue. My x2, I'll label that as green. And my y2, I'll label that as purple. So what I'm going to do is replace each of those values. So my purple value is -1 minus my blue value is -2. Notice I'm always keeping my minus sign between them. My green value is -2 minus my yellow value is 3. Change your signs to plus the opposite. You end up getting 1 over plus the opposite gives you -5. So your answer is -1/5. In the next one, we're going to look at it as a chart. What I will do is just pull out two of the ordered pairs from the chart. So it's x comma y, 0, 1, and 2, 5. So I end up getting the ordered pairs x1, y1, x2, y2. And then I'll plug those into the formula. I'm not going to highlight those again. You could highlight them every time if you need to. y2 is 5. y1 is 1. x2 is 2. x1 is 0. So I end up getting 4 over 2. 4 over 2 reduces to be 2. So my slope is 2. Continuing on with more examples. Continue to label your points x1, y1, x2, y2. Continue to use the slope formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. y2 is 2 minus y1 is 2 over x2 is -4 minus x1 is 1. This actually gives me 0 over -5. A 0 on the top gives me the answer of 0. So it has slope equals to 0. Please make a note of something. If you end up with a fraction as something like 8 over 0, this actually has slope that's undefined. So please mark that. 0 on the bottom of a fraction is undefined. 0 on the top of a fraction is 0. This example is a little bit of a challenge. What it is asking me to do is I'm going to actually solve for y. I'm going to do that using my slope formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is my x1, this is my y1, x2, y2. So I'm going to start plugging in things. This time I know m is 3/2. y2 is this 2y minus y1 is y over x2 is 4 minus x1 is 2. I end up getting, this just stays 3/2. 2y minus 1y is just a plain y. 4 minus 2 is 2. The way I'm going to solve this is using cross products that we use in proportions. Because if a fraction equals a fraction, I end up getting 6 equals 2y. And then I'll divide by 2 on both sides. And I get my y value is equal to 3. In this next example, what it's asking me to do is find the slope and then tell what the slope represents. I am, since I'm given a picture, going to just go ahead and use rise over run. So if I look here, maybe you don't want to use rise over run. Some of you guys would count those as just 4, where it's not just 4. You really do have, this is x1, y1, x2, y2. You have a slope where you're saying y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Your y2 is 12 minus your y1 is 24 over your x2 is 2 minus your x1 is 4. 12 minus 24 is -12. 2 minus 4 is -2. That does give you a positive 6 slope. I will explain on the next slide or in the next video what this represents.